Yo, I am back once again with another video. This one is not going to be a movie review. It's not going to be anything about movies or even music. I got to talk about the Street Fighter 6 trailer that just dropped, man. And holy shit, man, this game looks freaking amazing. It just looks fantastic, from the art style to the fighting mechanics. It looks great, man. Just my overall takeaway, the first thing I noticed is the presentation. The presentation just looks flat out not like any other Street Fighter game. It just looks totally different. It looks like a whole new step in a whole new direction. You notice with the characters, like with Street Fighter characters in the past, they more so had like a cartoony type of look. So each Street Fighter character had like kind of like this out of whack proportions. They had like big legs or big feet, especially with the women. Like women had wide, big ass feet and just these wide, big ass hands. And they're more so like cartoony. Characters' designs is totally different from all the other Street Fighting games. Ryu and Chun-Li, especially Chun-Li, she looks totally different from all her other iterations. She has a more realistic, feminine look to her. Now, Chun-Li, she always looked like a woman. Like she does have a very feminine look, but her proportions was more like cartoony, like in the older Street Fighter games. But in this one, she looks drastically different, and she looks more so like a real, kind of like real life, you know, Asian woman. Like, I can't even explain that. Like, you just gotta watch the trailer, because like her proportions is very realistic to how a natural woman look. She does have like thick legs still, but it's not as exaggerated as her older iterations in the other Street Fighter games. So it does look like she has a more realistic look to her. And even with Ryu, he has a beard now. He did have a beard in Street Fighter 5, but that wasn't his default costume. That was like a DLC costume. But in this one, his default, he has a beard, and you know, he has a totally different you know, costume. Like, he doesn't have the same karate outfit that he always wears in all his older games. He has you know, it's kind of like cut off from the top, and he just have the pants. He looks sick, man. He looks sick. And then Luke is the newest character that was introduced in Street Fighter 5. So of course he is gonna be like a main character in Street Fighter 6, and he looks drastically different as well. I will say that he looks much better in Street Fighter 6 than in Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5, he looked very rough, but in this one, he does look much better. However, I still think that his face, like his facial features, it still is kind of off to me. I don't know. He kind of looks like Ruby Rose. If you don't know who Ruby Rose is, she's an actress. But he kind of has like this Ruby Rose look going on with him. And it's kind of weird, but like I said, he does look much better in this game compared to Street Fighter 5. So I will say that I do like his design much better in this game compared to Street Fighter 5. And we get introduced to a brand new character, which is Jamie. Now, this character I'm very interested in, because he has like this capoeira thing going, this whole drunken boxing capoeira type of fusion fighting style. And it looks very interesting. They did show off his gameplay. And his gameplay, it looks sick. You know, he does like the capoeira thing, and he does like the drunken boxing thing where he's, you know, taking a drink, and he looks interesting, and I want to see a lot more of his gameplay. And yeah, like, so overall, man, like the overall gameplay, the presentation is just very colorful, very vibrant. Street Fighter always had like a vibrant kind of presentation with the colors and whatnot. It's always been like a brightly colored, brightly saturated type of fighting game. Like I said, it's always been like a cartoony fighting game. But with this one, I just feel like the presentation is probably the best presentation for a Street Fighter game. It's just, it just looks fabulous, man. I don't know how to describe it. It just looks fantastic. It looks more realistic. And I think that's what I like about it the most. Yeah, it has a vibrant feel like all the other Street Fighter games, but I just feel like with the presentation in this game, it just takes it up to a whole new level. And it's just like, I'm not even looking at a Street Fighter game right now. This is like some new shit. Like, what is this? And it's just, it's so appealing to me. And I definitely want to see more of this. Also, too, they have this new thing now to where when you're fighting, they have like this in-game commentary mode. So if you watch like the FGC, you know that, you hear commentary while people fight. Something like a sports game. You hear like commentators commentate over the, the sports game. So the same thing with the FGC. You have commentators commentating over the, over the fighting game, whoever's fighting. And they have that implemented within this game. So while you're fighting, they have like in-game commentators commenting on the moves. I think that is a very, very, very interesting choice. It's a very interesting mode to have in a fighting game. No other fighting game has done that, but Street Fighter is kind of like embracing the FGC aspect. They have been for the past couple of years, but I think like with Street Fighter 6, this is the first time that you're going to see like FGC inspirations like meshing into their fighting game. And also too, with the story mode, it does seem like they're taking the story mode a little bit more seriously and adding new interesting things that we never seen in a fighting game before, in any fighting game before. And I just like that Capcom is finally, listening to a lot of the criticism that they've been getting over the years by hardcore fighting game fans of certain things that they never implemented in fighting games. And especially with their launch titles, with their last couple of fighting games like Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, it seems like they have taken a lot of those criticisms and they're trying to fix things. They're trying to like, okay, let's start off on a new foot. Let's go in a new direction. They changed management within the last couple of years. So it seems like with this new management that they have now, within Capcom, especially within the fighting game division, it does seem like they're going in that sort of direction. And like I said, it looks very interesting. The new modes that they're going to implement in this game, it does look like it's going to be a step for them to try to grasp onto a wider audience, try to grasp that casual fan, try to get that casual fan to be more invested into fighting games. And I think that's a great thing, man. And I guess what I could say is, hopefully when this game releases, hopefully it's a complete game when it launches. You know what I mean? Hopefully the netcode is great. I think that's one of the main things that they have to focus on, is giving people a really, really good netcode, because that is one of the biggest issues with fighting games right now. It is much better than what it was before, but still, there's still a lot that needs to be improved in that aspect as far as like the online goes. So hopefully with Capcom and all the criticism that they got over the years, hopefully they take the whole online thing a little bit, like much more seriously, and heavily focus on giving us fighting game players a great netcode, a great online experience. Hopefully this is the game that does that, man. So I think that's pretty much it as far as like my thoughts on Street Fighter 6, man. I'm excited, man. I think I'm going to watch the trailer again. I can't wait to see the analysis videos from like Vesper and Max. I know they're going to go in. It's going to be crazy. So I'm hyped for Street Fighter 6, man. I don't know when it's going to come out, but whenever it does, man, I'm on board, man. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. I know I don't usually do video game content on this channel, but I just had to do it because I'm a big Street Fighter fan and I just watched the trailer and I had a lot of thoughts. So there you go. So that's going to be my thoughts on the Street Fighter 6 trailer. If another trailer drops, I may give my thoughts on that as well. But till my next one, man, thank y'all for watching, and I am out.